Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another video, and my good friend Quinn suggested I should do a ranking video on the Marvel Studios, the first 10 years, the Marvel Legends. And I'm going to attempt this, and it's going to be very difficult, and I think it's probably going to change as we kind of go through these figures and figure it all out. So I have 21 different figures here. There are 20 figures that have been released, but I have an extra Red Skull because I'm using the two as Hydra troops. I actually still need to get one more, but the 20 different figures to choose from, and that's going to be very difficult. So here is all of the figures laid out, standing up. I'm going to go through and put probably two sections, one where I don't really care for and one that I absolutely love, and kind of work it that way instead of a 1 through 20 list, because I just don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. It's going to be tough. What I will tell you though is that Iron Man Mark 50 is at the very bottom of the list. That's happening. Yellowjacket is going to be my number one. As awesome as this Thanos is, I absolutely love that Yellowjacket figure. He is my number one. So, wish me luck, guys. This is going to be a very, very, very difficult thing for me to do. But here in a second, you're going to see the two groupings separated, and then I'll talk about the ranking as far as the good and the bad, and we'll figure it all out together. Stay tuned. It's going to happen here in just a second. Okay, so just as I thought, this is an almost impossible thing to do. And I counted because I need to get my counts right. There are 20 different figures. I have 21 because I have two of the single Red Skull release that I'm using as Hydra troops. So there are 20 figures that were released in the line, including the San Diego Comic-Con Red Skull right here. So there are 20 figures that I need to somehow rank, and it is extremely tough. But I did separate the figures down this line here as far as what I don't care as much for and don't like versus the ones that I absolutely love and need. Now, the biggest deciding factor in almost every case seems to be reissues and repaints versus new sculpt, with a couple exceptions. Thanos there in the back, Hulk there in the back, Doctor Strange right there. Though that side, for the most part, is all just kind of repaints and such. The reason why the Red Skull / Hydra soldiers is in that side is because as awesome as a packet is, because you have the army building potential. It's MCU Hydra, so that is amazing. The green outfit for the Hydra soldiers, I would say, isn't really accurate. If you use it for the Red Skull, yes, I mean at some point he did wear that. But this Red Skull is the ultimate MCU Red Skull, so he's definitely on the top. Whereas this one, because of that issue, they get pushed to that side. Now, that's not to say that these figures aren't awesome, because they all are. It's just, as far as my favorites and the aesthetic appeal, because that's mainly what I base everything off of, versus, new sculpt and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how that breakdown is going to go. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time and actually rank down 1 through 20 what I feel are the figures, and then I'll probably show off, bottom 3 and top 3, and then just list off for you guys how I feel about them, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of reasons why. I don't want to make this huge drawn out video or anything, but that way you guys can see. You guys let me know down in the comments below how you would rank it and what your thoughts are. But give me a little bit more time, and then here in a few seconds you'll actually see kind of what my Bottom 3 will be over here, top 3 will be over here, and then I will list it off for you guys. Okay guys, so I know I said I was going to do the bottom 3 here and then the top 3 here. So I actually have them laid out in my order. And surprisingly, after I had them all written down, it wasn't so hard to come up with the top 10. As you could see there, I didn't make any changes so much, but the bottom ones I definitely had to kind of scribble through. So, surprisingly, and I don't know what it was that really pushed this one to the top, but here it goes. We'll go through it. Number 1, Yellowjacket. I absolutely love that figure. That was one of my most anticipated, along with Crossbones and Ronan, but the Yellowjacket takes the number 1 spot. Number 2, surprisingly, is this Iron Man Mark 7. I don't know why, but man, that is an awesome Iron Man figure. I absolutely love that figure. The size, the sculpt, everything about it. I love that figure. So Iron Man Mark 7 takes the number 2 spot, and that is probably the biggest surprise out of my listing. Number 3 is Crossbones. I think it's a great figure. It's a little short, but it's probably movie accurate to the actor. And I guess that's about it. But number 3, it's still a very good spot. Number 4 is Ronan. So the headgear piece on the shoulder pads is probably what takes that down a little bit instead of my top 3. But it's still a great figure. Still very happy to have it. That was number 4. Ronan was number 4. Number 5 is Thanos. As awesome as a figure that is, as much of an improvement that is over the previous Build-A-Figure, these 4, Yellowjacket, Crossbones, Ronan, and Iron Man Mark 7, I just love those figures, man. Thanos is awesome, yes, but those 4 figures, they just really do it for me. So Thanos, number 5. Number 6 is Trevor Slattery, the Mandarin. I get it. People absolutely hated that in the movie. I wasn't the biggest comic fan, so I wasn't familiar with the Mandarin in the comics. If I was, I'm sure I would have hated it. However, for me in the movie, I did not mind it so much. I thought he was a very funny character. Ben Kingsley is an awesome actor, and I think it was such a different role for him to see him in that kind of character. Was very interesting, and I really enjoyed it. So, but the figure is awesome as well. That digital face print, the best male figure digital face print there is. So that's why he is number 6. Number 7 is the San Diego Comic-Con Red Skull. There he is, right there. I think it's a great figure. Finally, a perfectly accurate movie MCU Red Skull. Very happy to have it. So it is an awesome figure. Next is Sif. That digital face print for a female is one of the best, and I think I called it before that it is the absolute best. So she takes the number 7 spot, or number 8 spot, excuse me. Number 9 goes to that Doctor Strange. That Benedict Cumberbatch head sculpt is amazing. He's way back there. But the Cloak of Levitation, the update to that, I think is awesome. And I really do like the Time Stone effect on his right hand. So that I really enjoyed, and if you saw that video, that review video, I did find that hand that went missing. It is an additional left hand, so he's always going to have that Time Stone effect on his right hand and arm. And then number 10 goes to the Hulk. That head sculpt is amazing. The green painted veins, the chest hair really sets that figure apart from the previous one. I really like it. I love the size of the Hulk figure. Some people think it should be bigger. Maybe so, but I really do like the size of it. So Hulk takes number 10. Now we jump over into the bad side. And again, it's not so much bad. It's just not as liked as these other ones for me personally. Again, it's all based on several different things. Just my own personal preference, aesthetic appeal, design, all that kind of stuff. So number 11 goes to Pepper. That's kind of a surprising one because I at no point did I ever really think we needed a Pepper Potts figure. When I think of the movie figures, I always think of the actual like heroes and villains. Pepper Potts just didn't come to mind. However, we have one. I really like it. The arm piece. It's an awesome idea and concept by Hasbro when doing these Marvel Studios figures, to do it based on particular scenes. And then for that one, you know, at the end, that particular last battle scene where she has the extremis and she busts out that arm piece to kill Killian. Really cool. So number 11 goes to Pepper. Number 12 to Thor. I really do like the sculpt of the Thor. I always have. The Age of Ultron one was a very important one that I think we got, because that one really showed a shift into the MCU figure. Say, hey, here's a Thor figure. Those previous ones that we had gotten you before, not a lot of people have those. Those weren't Legends figures. So here we have this one, and it's just awesome sculpt and everything. The paint on it is cool, and I do like the armored arms on there. The digital face print's not bad. So I really do like that figure. The sculpt of it, I've just always enjoyed. Number 13 goes to the Hydra Soldier / Red Skull. He dips, again, that one dips down only because of the other Red Skull figure that we got. So that's why he's down. And he's not too far down, right? Number 13, that's not so bad. 14 goes to Captain America, because we've seen the body mold used over and over and over again. I'll buy every single one. I don't mind. I actually love that sculpt. The Chris Evans head sculpt, top notch. So what number was he? He was number 14. 15 goes to Ant-Man, whereas it's not the best figure. It's not a terrible figure. The Paul Rudd head sculpt is pretty nice. So he gets number 15. 16 goes to the Mark 1 figure, even though I really don't... Oops. Mark 50, nobody cares. Even though the Mark 1 figure isn't the best, the paint apps on it really set it apart and really get it to stand out. So the Mark 1 figure takes the number 16 spot. Number 17 goes to the Hulkbuster. We really didn't need another Hulkbuster. However, I know there are lots of collectors that are either new to collecting Marvel Legends or for whatever reason never completed their Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure. Now, on the video, I had asked people, what do you guys think? Is the $70 worth it for the Hulk and the Hulkbuster? There were some mixed reviews, but generally, I think majority of the people that commented actually said, hey, the Hulkbuster alone is, the old Build-A-Figure was selling for $60 to $70. That Hulk, the older one, which isn't as good, is selling for like $40. So it's actually a no-brainer that if you want those figures, buy the 2-pack for $70. So there it is. So the paint apps are pretty awesome. I love the red on this one. I actually like the red on the European one a little bit more. But the details in the paint of that one is pretty nice. The gold especially is really nice. So he's not all the way down, but he's number 17. Number 18 is the Tony Stark, and you can see the top of his head right there. Only because it's a basic figure. I actually already had a Tony Stark. Digital face print is really nice, but some of these other figures really stand out a little bit more because they have their superhero costumes and whatnot. So Tony Stark, number 18. 19 goes to Hot Rod, which was actually surprising to me why I placed him down so far, because I actually really like this figure. In the video, I really talked about how awesome the flames are on this, you know, on his on the legs, and then the deep red on the arms. The figure is awesome, but you know, it's one that we've seen actually used for War Machine. We've seen it used for Iron Patriot. We've seen it used for Mark 27, the Disco Iron Man figure. So just because it's been reused so many times, that's why he kind of falls down, even though the paint apps on it are fantastic. And then down at the bottom, I already told you guys it was going to happen, Iron Man Mark 50 from the Thanos Avengers Infinity War 3-pack that fell down and nobody cares. There he is. Sure, it looks decent enough, but the light-up arc reactive feature, just not really necessary. And it's just not my favorite design. In the movie, I think it looks pretty good, but I think on the figure, the more and more I look at it, they put so much effort into the sculpt where I just don't think it was necessary, and it just looks a little overdone for me. So, you know, the biggest peg warmer of the year, that Iron Man Mark 50, and they re-released it with less articulation because of the light-up feature. So if you ask any collector, what is the thing that you really look for? Less articulation, said no one ever. So to give us a Legends, to reissue a Legends figure, re-release a Legends figure with less articulation, not what any of us want. But I guess, again, it's a cool concept. It just doesn't hit the mark for me. If if they put less articulation maybe in the neck and actually had the eyes light up, I would like it a lot more. I really would. Even if the head didn't move. But it's just one of those things. If they wanted the gimmick figure thing, they shouldn't do that necessarily in the Legends line of figures. That's something they could have done like a single release on maybe. So Mark 50 is number 20 on my list. He is the worst one of all the Marvel Studios the first 10 years. Yeah, so that's the ranking, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me, you don't agree with me. How would you rank it? What are your thoughts? Let me know everything all about it. Talk to me about it. Hit that thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it.